Alright, so I'm Kristen Meister, and I did my internship at Couch Middle School again with Maria Grossenmacher. My responsibilities and duties were I graded papers, I would help students whenever they needed help on anything. I went over answers for tests, quizzes, and worksheets. I set up and explained labs, and that picture over there is me setting up a lab. I made copies and I entered grades into the grade book, and then I would go over PowerPoint notes every now and then. So far I've done about 64 hours, but I'm still doing more, and then I've also graded outside of school, but not as much this semester as I did last semester. What I learned, entering grades into the grade book is a lot easier when you put them into alphabetical order first. Otherwise you're sitting there for a really long time looking for the student's name, and that just really is not fun. I also learned good ways of setting up labs whenever we're short on materials, which is often because they do not give enough money to the schools. But you can have a lot of stations that are different and then have the students rotate, or you can have labs as a class. I'll be going to the University of North Georgia, and my intended major is mathematics for certification because I do still want to teach, but definitely not science. That was a big mistake. So yeah. The hiring outlook for high school teachers is projected to grow 6% from 2012 to 2022. That's lower than average, and the reason it's like that is because of increasing student to teacher ratios, and the enrollment is increasing. We have lots more students. My most memorable experience was the student Kristen, and when he first came to us in the beginning of the semester, he came in a little late, and he was kind of slow. He didn't like to participate in class. He had his head down a lot. And over the semester, I watched him basically blossom, and he started participating more, and his work improved, and he just became so much better. And I really liked watching that, and it made me like, I was like, wow, I'm going to get to see that in my own students one day. And that's like one of the reasons why I want to teach. I've gotten a lot better at grading essays fairly. I used to struggle with that big time. I'd be like, okay, so this one right here is like, I don't know, it didn't go well. And then my favorite students were the ones that I could see parts of myself in, and that made me realize that I'm actually not that nice of a person sometimes. And that's kind of bad, and I need to fix that basically. I also learned that I need to slow down my speech, as you probably realize right now. I've had both my mentor and substitute teachers mention that to me. It's a bit of a struggle, but I'm working on it. You know, it's gotten a little tiny itsy bit better. And other comments were, I found that the students that got in trouble the most for talking or not being on task are some of my favorite ones. Shocker, isn't it? And then the students are definitely my favorite part. They keep the class interesting, and they have great personalities. We got along really well. These are some of my favorites, but of course I have a lot of favorites because they're all great. But I'm not supposed to have favorites, so shh. And then catching students cheating was really like depressing, and it makes me feel bad. I'm like, you guys have to have a 0 because that's wrong. And it really breaks your heart, actually. And then I'm really bad with names under pressure. You know, I know them, but like if I'm at the front of the class and I have to call on them, that's not going to work well. I'll forget it. Like it's really bad, actually. And then yeah, this is me and my mentor over the years. You know, 6th grade was a struggle. I didn't know how to smile. 8th grade was a little better, and then last was yesterday in 12th grade. And I guess it's a little better, not really, but you know, it's all good.